CBS newsman Lou Wood sought out and found Mrs. Gladys Johnson, the woman from whom Oswald has been renting an apartment located in another section of town from where the man's wife and baby lived.
What kind of a man was he, Mrs. Johnson?
He seemed very mannerly and very tidy. He was very tidy with himself.
Would you consider him an educated man?
Well, yes, I think, not highly educated, but I think that he had better than the average person's education.
Spoke nicely and so on?
Spoke very nice English.
What about his habits? Was he friendly and talked to people?
No, he didn't.
Tell me what he did.
Well, he just taking care of his own business. He only come in the living room occasionally and look at the television, and he'd go back to his room.
He would sit here and look at TV with you?
The entire, maybe 6 or 8 would be in the living room.
Other roomers here too? He would sit in here with you? Did he ever carry on a conversation with you?
No, never did. No one.
Or
never carried on
perhaps ever make any comments about things that he saw and heard on TV?
He didn't. He didn't make comments on anything.
Do you know whether he ever made any phone calls?
Yes, he sure did. He'd make 1 or 2 phone calls, usually in the afternoons after coming in from work. And they would always be they wouldn't be in English.
Not in English?
Not in English.
What kind of a language was he speaking in?
Either, I presume, German or Russian. I don't know.
Did anybody ever call him here?
I never did take a call for him at all.
How about friends? Do you know whether he had any friends, or did you ever see any?
Never did. No, sir. Sure didn't.
During his daily routine, when would he leave and return and things like that?
Well, I would be at work at 5:15 in the morning. I didn't know what time he left, but he did go to work, and he'd return around 5 or 5:30 in the afternoon.
Do you know
I have been at home a few times when he'd returned.
Did you know where he worked?
No, I didn't.
How about weekends? What did he do then?
He was only here over 1 weekend.
When was that?
This past weekend. The other times, he would leave usually on a Friday evening, and he would return on a Monday evening.
So but he did stay here this past weekend?
Yes, he did. He did not go out of town over this weekend.
Did you notice any change in him?
Not one bit in the world. Not one bit.
What kind of belongings did he have in that small room? Do you know?
No, I don't. Just very few. Very few clothes and very few books.
What kind of books were they?
From what we've seen, it was on communism. We just glanced at the backs of the books as the detectives.
Did the officers today take his possessions?
Yes, everything.
Every one of his possessions?
Everything.
What did they say when they left?
They said that he wouldn't be returning. We'd have thought the man was a perfect gentleman. I really did while he was living here.
Was he here today?
Well, I didn't see him here today, but Mrs. Roberts said that he did come in and get a coat around 12, between 12 and 12:30.
The landlady of the charged Lee Oswald